Alexis enough credit for being just as goofy as Krishan, because why was you sending that man any money? Okay, so last night, Jaden Alexis, Blueface, and Krishan all got into a Twitter beef, and let's go over all those tweets because it's a lot. Okay, we're gonna start with Jaden Alexis because this is how it actually begins. She says, Krishan, I know you're coming down and now want to process things 3 days later, but thanks for putting in writing. I never asked him or nobody for money the entire time he referring to Blueface, he has been gone. Please show me a message where I did. You still asking to stay on people's couches, yo kids using toys and furniture I bought over there after all of this. Me and him, referring to Blueface, haven't spoken before or after he got out. I know you want me to be the bitter, I'm assuming baby mom, because in your heart, you're envious that you got to bark at the door to be let in and God opens doors for me. I would be mad too. She goes on to say that that might explain why you was trying to put my kids on live more than you've posted your own. Envy? Bitter would have been me saying they couldn't go at all. I came and got my kids because an incompetent person, referring to Krishan, was around without my consent or presence. But what or how I parent should have never be your main concern when you should be taking notes. Now, this is when Jaden starts to show her receipts. She said, here's some random payments he asked me to send, and had to pay for visits because they had Ish locked off. And then she proceeds to show these payments. She then goes on to say that he left me with $40,000, a $10,000 a month rent, and $2,100 car note, told me not to work and sit at home even though I left his ASS in December of 2023. He told me rent was covered for 6 months, his original time. And 4 months in, he said I was going to have to start paying rent. And I actually paid for 4 months. No problem. I did that. And he gets caught with contraband, turns into 6 months into 2 years, right? So he was already supposed to be out. He gets caught with contraband, and that 6 months turns into a 2-year sentence. Now she goes on to say, sorry, I couldn't get your M&Ms. I was buying Happy Meals. And then she says, N-word, crying over chocolate and nuts. Weird over here. Now she proceeds to show more receipts and says some payments for his Las Vegas lawyer so we could knock out his case before his court date. But he effed up, referring to that contraband he got caught with anyway, with contraband in his cell. And then she proceeds to show these Zelle payments. Sorry, you guys, we have so much more. I'll be right back. Now let's get to Blueface and Krishan's tweets because, honey, they was both a mess. Now let's get to Krishan and Blueface's messages because they had a lot to say. Now Blueface starts off his thread by saying, I got out thinking I had a girlfriend / Angela locked in, but I guess nothing is ever really locked in. So now I'm back on the prowl for some serious. Both of my BMs left me in prison, stranded, left for unalived. If I wasn't out today, I'd still be off. They'll never get the chance again. Don't let them run you off, ladies. Basically saying, women, the door's open. He goes on to say, when you do time, you will never forget who left you there. If either of them think they could ever get back with me under one roof, they high off. And then he goes on to say, everybody want to hold you down when you up, but nobody want to hold you up when you down. Now he proceeds and says, I don't care about activities. That's not holding it down. Holding it down is making sure you're incarcerated has the max. He can go to the store on his books, and once you put whatever you got going over, that's officially when you become this word in my eyes. And then just pause to read the rest. Now, in the next tweet, he said, the last tweet made my stomach hurt all over again, gang. $300 a month. I thought I was for show good for that at least. And then he says, Krishan looked at me for more than Jaden, though, just to keep it all that way 100. He then says, that's why I halfway respect her, got probably a good 7-8 months out of her. I appreciate that. But Jaden, the first week. Now pause to read this one right here because I'm going to just jump to the one above because I think that one's more interesting. He said, when I turned myself in, I gave Jaden $90,000 and told her to sit still, and she decided to do other things, and that's fine though. Obviously the money ran out, so she said she needed some ASAP. I called Lemmy, who is the head of Zeus Network, told him give her $125,000 for the season off my relationship when the network, and then she posed and gave me $30,000. And then he said that I kept to herself. He then says she just posted some from 2024. It's 2026, gang, add it up. He then says, I gave you 90,000, dumbass. All you did was send me my own damn money. You would have been better off apologizing. Now let's get to Krishan, because she says, I rebuked the circus and the circus act. I don't blame you, girl. I would too. She said, we're at church and the circus is for clowns and fools. Blue, if you the head, lead correctly. Don't play with anyone that's assigned to you. If you gon' unlock anyone's favor through your favor, do it in honor and love.